kicked around the idea in my head. I started watching a couple of mainstream guys on YouTube, not that weren't doing poker content, and just kind of like understood what they were up to and really enjoyed the medium of, just telling your daily story into the camera, and you don't have to ask anyone, for either for permission or for, a job, or, submit your storyline to someone for approval or something like that. Just sort of like really clicked as far as connecting directly with an audience and doing a little bit of creative storytelling through this YouTube vlogging thing. And I also just kind of thought that maybe some people might be into the daily poker story. There was a lot of content in poker. There's always been, TV shows about like poker cash games, these high stakes poker shows. Obviously, there's the WSOP on ESPN. All these shows and tournaments and things, all these cash games, they're super high stakes. Even the main event at the WSOP is $10,000 buy-in. So that's like a dream. That's like a lifetime dream for some people. It's not like people are going and doing this every year. It's not like people are bellying up to the table at these massive high stakes nosebleed cash games. So I kind of felt like the games that I was playing, those are the games that most people are playing, and they might dig just having an eye on someone who's going and playing these games, the same games that they're playing, and running through some hands as well, and walking people through, some hand histories that where people, they don't really have a professional poker player to chat hands with. They might chat hands with their friends, but that's gonna be very basic level discussion. So decided to add that aspect, give that a try into the videos, and just started uploading. This is in October of 2016, so a little bit over 2 years ago. Yeah, the Vlogger in Paradise challenge. It ended up being awesome. It was, so we put out the challenge for people to pick up the vlogging camera, tell us their stories, tell us their poker stories, their life stories, what's happening in their worlds, wherever they are, and ended up getting tons of submissions from all over the world. That was like, it was just crazy just to see how many people and doing these submissions, and you kind of expect the quality to be pretty low for people who are just starting their vlogging, like as expected. As I was just saying, no one expects much of a product when they're just launching something. But the quality of these guys' videos, I was pretty blown away. It was so cool to see everyone's different personality, both like through the videos and their creations, and Matt Kiefer and Oliver Biles, two definite standouts in what was a super high quality field of submissions. I don't know how many countries we got submissions from, but we got like 200 submissions off the bat, and 80 different people making 10-minute long videos 5 times for 5 weeks, 1 time a week. Awesome stuff. And yeah, these guys, looking forward to making some stuff together down in the Bahamas. I'm getting there on Saturday, which I probably should have flown down with you tomorrow, just to have a little extra time to chill out and set up shop down there in the Bahamas. This is my first time, so I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what to expect when I get down there. I do expect to be flying the drone. It is such an amazing opportunity. Again, it's one tournament. There's going to be variance involved, and you hope to run good. But yeah, I've been doing a little bit of lab work. I think the thing is to not get too carried away in that stuff, especially like in the, we're basically there. The thing starts in a few days, and are you going to try and cram all this stuff in and then just start wielding all these new weapons in the tournament? It's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to work out that well. So I'm basically just planning to rely on the experience, as you mentioned. Yeah, I mean, tournaments not exactly my strong suit, but I think with, as you mentioned, the field, and I'm sure there's gonna be people in there that literally have no Hendon mob entries whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I read a little bit about the structure. I think it's going to be like a really good structure. I think there should be a good amount of play. I think they're paying like more than a typical tournament might pay out. I'm not exactly sure what the percentage is, but because I know that they wanted, like, I don't know if like the min cash is actually just like the buy-in, and then there's because a lot of Platinum Pass winners, if they min cash, that's huge. That's like $25,000, whatever it ends up being. That's a pretty amazing score for a ton of people. And then I think the payouts are gonna be pretty flat, at least the initial payouts. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll have some cash game relatability to it. Obviously, live poker is my thing, 100%. So there's for sure like some jitters, because obviously, like I said, I've never played a tournament this big, $25,000. It's 2.5 times the biggest buy-in that I've ever played. So it should be quite an event, and just looking forward to like trying to capture as much of it as possible and putting it on the vlog. Yeah, there's so much of it out there, and a lot of these videos, they're pretty long format, so it can be tough to watch everything. Some of my videos upwards of like 25 minutes long. That's like a full show, and if you got a bunch of bloggers out there, that's a lot of shows to keep up with. Yeah, I try to keep up with my fellow bloggers. Shout out to Brad Owen, Johnny Vibes, Jamin Burton, those guys doing their thing and making awesome videos. They should probably have more subs than they do, just because their stuff is great. Yeah, it's tough to keep up with. I really liked Doug Polk's videos on when he's doing the hand reviews. That stuff I think is some of the best like free poker content out there. That was really helpful. Aside from that, I don't know, man. I don't really watch too many shows. I don't find there's a ton of time for that. Believe it or not, I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. We have to go back to my days at Michigan State University. Got my degree from there. My last credits from college, I did an internship in London. It was with a very small music promotion company. Didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was in school. Telecommunications degree, could go so many different ways. I thought I would work in cell phone technology or who knows what. So yeah, I guess like a lot of people, they either do their master's degree or they end up getting an internship. And I went the internship route, and I worked for a company in London that it was awesome. It was a very small company, just a couple guys that ran it, and maybe one other employee and myself. So it was a really cool experience. Got to live in London for like a year and a half, and they hired me after my internship was over. So I was hanging out there and running around town and working in the music industry and going to see shows and all this stuff. Stayed there until my visa expired, and then had to come back to the U.S. after that. Moved to LA, did the music industry thing for maybe 4 years or so, but never really found a job that I think I enjoyed as much as the one I had in London. So I bounced around a little bit, and this was around the years 2004 to 2008. So this is like peak poker boom years, which I wasn't taking super seriously throughout that time, but dabbling in the online streets, which, again, so many different sites, so many people playing online, so many people getting into poker, myself included. It was all over TV, and just started to get more and more interested in it. And again, it was a lot easier back in the day. You could get by on not doing nearly as much studying, and still, as long as you're putting in a decent volume of hours, you could do pretty well in poker. Trying to stay pretty fluid with everything. But yeah, the meetup games are awesome. We try to play pretty reasonable stakes where it's an approachable game for most people. Pretty similar style to the blogs. I want the blogs to be approachable. The games are the sort of everyman stakes for the most part, and the meetup games are the same way. The meetup games are kind of like a celebration of there's different ways that you can approach poker. You can take it as seriously as you want, or not seriously as you want. So in a lot of my videos, I'm doing the professional poker thing, playing 5-10 and trying to play the hands as well as I possibly can. And the other side of poker is that it can be a very fun, recreational, and social game. People can either have a game around their kitchen table, or they can have some beers around the table at the casino. And the meetup games are sort of a tip of the hat to the latter aspect of poker. And we know that not everyone watches the videos. There's going to be needs to take the game as seriously as some professionals do. There's multiple ways to enjoy the game. And it's also just a cool way to get in front of people and chat with them in real life rather than like through a computer screen, through a comment field underneath the videos. So to be able to actually meet some people that like poker and are located in some different cities. We're going out to Austin, Brad and I, Brad Owen, my co-host of the Meetup Games, making our second visit to Austin on the 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be our first 2-day event and our first Meetup Game tournament. So $120 buy-in down there. Again, pretty reasonable stakes. There's going to be a bounty on myself and Brad.